Hey, God bless you, everybody. I'm not going to be before you too long. Just want to quickly come on here and tell you about what the Lord was showing me. So, I had this dream where I'm seeing a Japanese choir, and I'm just seeing them just like, sitting down. They weren't performing or anything, but I was just seeing them. And I knew that, oh, okay, that's a Japanese group that sings gospel. And I was just wondering in my head, and I was just thinking to myself, is that okay? I mean, like, are they Christian? And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm just thinking all this stuff in the dream. Like, are they Christian? And I know when I heard them sing before, I mean, it sounded like the real thing. If I had not actually seen their faces, I would have thought it was like a black choir. And I was just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I was like in a dream. I was just like, I don't know if that's right. And then it was almost like I was on a field trip. So I saw like a glimpse of them. And then I had all these wonderings about it. And then there was an exhibit. Like there was just different buildings in this exhibit place that I was at. And one of them said religion. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll go visit that, exhibit or that building. Excuse me. I'll go visit there and I'll go see, what's in there. But I woke up before I could go into the museum, the religion museum. And so I said, God, when I woke up, I was like, God, what are you trying to tell me here? And the word or the phrase strange fire came into my mind. And I said, well, God, I know that scripture. I said, Lord, if that's you, give me a scripture that backs it up. And what popped in my head was Leviticus chapter 10. I said, okay, well, let me go to Leviticus chapter 10. And sure enough, it's the scripture about Nadab and Abihu, how they decided that they wanted to go. Like the Lord had really like poured out his spirit in the chapter before. And, like it's burnt up the sacrifice. The Lord had, brought down fire and burnt up the sacrifice. And, the congregation or the Israelites were just very excited about, what the Lord had did. And then in Leviticus chapter 10, Nadab and Abihu decided that, we want to, be a part of this thing and, bring down the glory of God. So they decided to offer up they put some fire in a censer and they offered up one version called unauthorized fire. And so the Lord was very unpleased about that and basically killed both of them. These were Aaron's sons because they offered up strange fire. So what that has to do with the dream that I had, all these wonderings, and I remember seeing this Japanese choir, like, I don't know, it has to be a couple of years ago. Why the Lord is bringing it to me now, I'm not quite sure, and I remember when I saw them those couple years ago, it was like I had all those wonderings about it then. I was just like, wow, I mean, I gotta give it to them. They sound real good, you know what I mean? But are they even, you know what I mean? Like, what's their background? Are they really singing up praises to the Lord? Or are they just like, oh, I like this genre, I like gospel, and we feel like we could sing it and we could do it justice, but is is the soul and the heart in it. That's, I thought about that. And then when I saw it, I was like, I can't watch this. I don't want to watch this because I don't like if it's fake and it's phony. Why would I want to groove to this? And so, yeah. So the Lord is not pleased with these groups that come up and they're basically trying to get a bag, like they're trying to make money off of the things of the Lord. And to him, it's like strange fire. And so, and that's not to say that there's not, we all know that there's African American, so called African American groups that come up and they just trying to get a bag, you know what I mean? And, that industry, it's an industry. It's ripe with people who, maybe they started out, they knowing the Lord, but then they just trying to get money at this point. So those folks ain't right either. But there's an extra special strange fire or unauthorized fire when you from some other different way off another culture and you doing it from overseas to get a bag, and you don't even have like the shared history, you know what I mean? But now this is why I saw it like in a museum, because it's like now it's like something that people look at as just an art form, or just something that, as a part of history that, or we could dabble in it. Like, it's like, oh, it's like a genre. It's like jazz music, okay, well, it's like, now if these folks know the Lord or whatever, and they like the genre and they just want to sing it and they're doing it unto the Lord, that's a different story. But that's not what the Lord showed me. He showed me that he looks at it as a strange, unauthorized fire. And you can get into this strange, unauthorized fire. Anyone can fall into this. If you're doing something and God hasn't authorized you to do it, he hasn't called you to do it, and you're just trying to get a bag out of it, then obviously you're operating in strange fire. So you don't never want to go before the Lord and do things, I always ask God, even if it seemed like a good thing to do, I ask God, Lord, would you want me to do this? You want me to do this Bible study? You want me to do that? But it does seem like a good thing to do. Sometimes God will be like, no. He'll tell you no. And he knows his reasons why. So, and another thing that comes to mind is you don't want to mix the holy with the profane. You don't want to mix the holy with the profane. So, all right. Well, that's it. Just want to share that with y'all. I love you. God bless you. Until we meet again.